So it kind of leads me into one of my questions for you, Kurt. And this is why I love talking to, entrepreneurs like yourself. So how is it that you maintain your competitive advantage in the industry at Omega? What are you doing to do that in the marketplace?
Yeah, I think there's a lot that goes into it, right? I can't point to one specific thing, but what I will tell you is kind of at a high level. I think from an organizational standpoint is staying true, knowing what you do best, and then staying true to that. As I said, been in this game for a long time, and the way that I approach business and the way really we have positioned ourselves at Omega to be approaching the business is the long game. And so in that, there is really an acute need to understand what's our culture look like, what are the communities we're serving, and then within that context, what is it that we do best? I think sometimes organizations, they try to cast such a wide net that maybe they dilute themselves a little bit. And so we really try to remain laser focused on understanding what we know that we do best. I think another thing that goes hand in hand with that is really asking a ton of questions of your business, being able to inspect what's going on in your organization. So I look at it really kind of in a five-pronged approach. One being that you ask tons of questions, which is this sort of discovery phase. You then design your systems around it. You take it to market, deploying it. You measure it, and then you be willing to adapt. And in that, sticking to kind of that game plan, I think really helps us position ourselves well, adapt to marketplace, and then remain competitive as markets move.
And I've seen that over time, right? Where there's the sake of growth obviously there's growth and there's strategy that you want to continue to grow the company and supporting the community in which your loan officers work in. But I do see a lot of times that people then start to just branch out wildly from the sake of success, right? And that's where you tend to see a lot of companies, there's a rise and then there's a fall, right? And that certainly doesn't sound like that's anything that's on your guys', kind of radar from a standpoint of you know what you need to do and you're moving forward. Obviously you're growing, you're continuing to recruit and hire and bring more people on board. But, sometimes I think it's good that, you're able to look in the mirror and know, hey, this is what we do really well.
I think it helps in a couple of ways. One is, again, staying true to what your mission statement is, what you have defined clearly as your goals and objectives. And then it's also your ability to then really articulate that in the marketplace. I think that if you're shotgunning the market, growing for the sake of growing versus growing in a measured, strategic type of way with clear mission statement and objectives, I think then, the market, whether you're recruiting, whether you're bringing on new affiliate partnerships, when you're talking with referral partners, man, the message is laser focused. And in that, then there's a confidence level that both your salespeople are able to go to market with, and as well, your referral partners feel like they are aligning with something that they clearly understand.
Look, I think that goes around to something a lot of people talk about, which is like the culture of a company, right? In its DNA, how are you wired? And that starts with somebody like you at the CEO level, right? For your organization, because you're setting, in essence, you're kind of setting the example, right? And how you lead and how you envision the growth of the company. And I love the word that you use. I'd love to, if you want to expand on it a little bit, when you talk about the confidence, right? So, and you mentioned it in a couple of different ways. It's not just the confidence inside your company, your business partners, the teams that you're recruiting, affiliates that you may bring on, but then it's also the relationship that you have with your referral partners, right? Your business partners, your end investors. I love that concept, right? Because I think that talks the culture of an organization and the confidence that an employee has. Obviously, you've known Flagstar, both being at Flagstar in a past life and now working with Flagstar on the other end of it. The motivation and the performance of individuals when they have that confidence and that intrinsic value that they're representing something bigger than just a transaction goes into the culture. So I'd love to anything else you want to expand on that.
Yeah, I have this little tag phrase that actually we use at the end of our emails in kind of our signature area, and it's simply together with confidence. this business over the years, one of the great things about it, and it has evolved and it has changed, and we've gone from, dot matrix printers and all sorts of antiquated approaches to this business to what it is now. But one of the things that has never changed is how it is that we engage with relationships and how it is that we develop those relationships in a way that are mutually beneficial. And so this together with confidence concept really is, whether it is a borrower that's interacting with us, whether it is the lineup of lenders that we have chosen to do business with, that there is a level of confidence in those relationships, that if somebody is entrusting one of their biggest financial decisions in our hands, they need to be confident that we are going to be doing the right thing by them, that we know what we're doing, that we come to the table with options, that we're not just trying to jam them with one approach because that's what's best for us. So that's the confidence level there. And then that goes through the whole pipeline of these different relationships, right? The feedback loop that goes back to the referral partners when they hear that they referred somebody to us, and that our approach to that wasn't just flippant. It wasn't just a rate we threw out and quoted to somebody, but it was really coming to them in earnest and trying to seek what is best for you. And then that goes with us and our relationships with the investment community, with the lenders that we align ourselves with. It's a two-way street. These are relationships. It's not just about me picking up the phone and banging on you for, why, can I have an extra eighth here or there? It is so much more in how those relationships develop and how they mature over time. And again, with that, it's that we are in this thing together, and are we operating mutually aligned? And if we are, then we move forward confidently.